Salona we yo, papa, salona we yo, mama, salona we all yo, for now when so they go. Salona we yo, papa, make we knock well out. Salona we yo, mama, make we knock well out. No sign no day na this one, wait it and tongue no they jam. If we take them, kill them, and use them, we go see them go. Salona we yo, uncle, not a one my yo. Salona we yo, auntie, now we all get out. They been there before we born, they go there after we don't go. Make we try for make and better for them one way go get focused. Salona we yo, young boy, make we not well out. Salona we yo, young girl, make we not well out. One hand bamboo's not a shake, one finger not a big loss. If we all engage together, it go better for me and you. Salona we yo, brother, make we not well out. Salona we yo, sister, make we not well out. Grandpa then left and give we, for make we self pass am on. Refugee not to find title, elect you catch na 5-star hotel. Salona we yo, diaspora man and woman. Salona we yo, local man and woman. When we talk before we think, we must kill before we born. Make we left for take we must, then turn we country to be graveyard. Salona we yo, bamboo, make we not well out. Salona we yo, bamboo, make we not well out. All other side then they be waiting, do we just there for 12? When we make we compete look, but that's not good for make we look good. Salona we yo, na papa God himself give way. Salona we yo, he not give we for make we well. When strangers say then can help, now then self then come for help. Make we left for make them take we back, fry we for feed we back. Salona we yo, na papa God himself give we. Salona we yo, he not give we for make we well. When strangers say them can help, now they self then come for help. Then go take them make we feel good, and sit down and corner they laugh.
My mother needed me, and I needed Summa Home Care. I had a lot of questions, and they had all the answers. Summa walked us through the application process all online, so it was private, easy, and convenient. Now I get paid to take care of Mom, and great health benefits too. She may need me more down the road, and Summa has skilled nurses, so I know as things change, Summa Home Care has my back.
Summa is an accredited and Medicare certified home care agency. Get paid to take care of your loved one. Call and apply today from the comfort of your own home.
Famble them on a good afternoon. Mina Morenike. At Greensboro, North Carolina. I welcome on all to today at Good Show. I hope so on the hearing me okay. If on the hearing me fine, do ya on put on the comments here. If on the hearing me okay, because I sound like I far away. Anyway, I hope so on all they do well. I'm glad you will not take them for join with today na Yard Road. And I want to tell you, I say me co-host them. One pan them supposed to come later. The other one gets other business where he go, where me already plan. So sometimes instead go join we later. But either way, later on today, I go at least see the other one pan the co-host them. We go join with today. Fumble them. I hope say una get something for drink with tuna. Because by popular request of a member last week, we been get Doc P na yaso na yad road. Na and pan the comments them, then we ask for make it come back and Doc P will not get chance for talk about him book them where he write. So instead of being greasy, he come back na today yad road show. And guess what? He come back. He there so he dey backstage. I dey bring and come like I can tell una I do. Um, Doc P,
Oh,
welcome to Yard Road, sir. Cabo, sir.
hello, Morenike. Fumble the Onado. I'm glad you for come back.
We so glad when you come back. Doc P, you know something. You know say you don't set record. You're not the
Oh,
first person, the first
you're not the
individual.
last person for setting a code.
But listen, you're not the first person na Yard Road. We don't can Yard Road. And by popular request, you able come back back to back. Back to back
No,
single guest na Yard Road. And I tell
yeah,
you thank you for that. We
yeah,
appreciate that.
we're glad you for this.
After the show been done last week, I mean they go in and look at the comments that with me they come because we get plenty more. I think we'll go over 800 people that we view the show and comments that with me they come and I mean they try for respond to as many as I could. And most of them again me they ask, say, do you have for make you come back like you can talk about your book? So of course I tell them that the comments say, "Oh, no worry, they come back, but they bring and come back next week." So now they come, you don't cancel.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir.
Mr. for tell you thank you when you ask me for come back. As I say, I'm glad you for come back and we can talk about my book.
Okay. So before we delve into the book, them Doc P, I want for me to talk about Fourah College.
Mm-hmm.
We've not been talking much about
Mm-hmm.
the last
Yes.
um what thing you get for tell we, what thing are you fond memories at Fourah College?
Yeah. Okay. The best memories that I get now, the two I serve as warden of Solomon Cocker Hall. You know, so if we call it, we get three halls of residence: David Nicol, Baibore, and Solomon Cocker Hall. Me na be Solomon Cocker Hall warden. I've been warden at Solomon Cocker for over 20 years. As warden, you're in charge of the students, not just the male students, but even though that you hide, we get some students that will belong to female students that will belong to Solomon Coker Hall. You're in charge of discipline and make sure that the students then behave, then do things properly. You're in charge of the allocation of rooms. Now you they allocate room to all the students them at the start of the semester. We're in charge of the organization of the hall for till like sports and so on. Make I tell you first, but the sports section will organize the student them for sports because the
Wow.
students themselves they've been very interested in sports. Mostly the which in America and then called track and field, what we call athletics. Now we get for
Yes.
organize them for sports, the woman them as well as the man them. Um, Although I know say they're interested, it is so difficult for get them around for go practice because they get to go right up na cut right. Now they didn't go practice, now they didn't go train or forget them for go it can do, and you can't blame them. Because not now extra thing than they do, they're not to get credit for them, they're not get scholarship for sports like American. I also they're not to get extra credit. The man for praise themselves say they and take an interest and some of them can go train. Then it is sports day can come. They get really good competition. And all man one for win. So
Of
sometimes
course.
when the own competitor knock you win, they can be so sorry. They can say, "Oh, Doc P, go protest, go protest, go protest." Exactly. But making say they run the race properly, they allocate the positions them properly. But for please them, I can just go and say, well, there's so many students then say. Some of the judges them, they don't understand, say again for try for please the students there. Because if you not please them, they not go come back next year for participate.
Yeah.
So again, a delegate kind of role for worker, for please the student on the one hand, and see what the judges then the faculty member then they say on the other hand. But one way or other, the judges they can understand eventually, and everything can go on nicely. And I can tell you, we can enjoy the sport so much, and at the end
Yeah.
of the sports, all the students then together, Oda take first, Oda take second, Oda take third, they all the gladi, they all the dance, they can get gumbe and all kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Then dance from Cotright, go down back to the halls of residence. Now, one thing that's what I've been glad for. So in spite of all the rivalry, the competition, they forget about antagonism. They all dance together. In fact, I remember one time with the Davis Nicole and girl, then I didn't take last. But I don't mind. I when they dance, when they dance, last, they dance kind of. So everybody enjoy and everybody
Uh,
happy. That's now one good memory where I get of Solomon Cook Hall. The other one now when we they allocate rooms them because now we get as hall warden. Now we they allocate rooms them to the students them. Solomon Coker, even they in a very nice position. One side face the sea, the other side face the rocks, the dining hall. So the rooms that we face the sea, not in a premium rooms because everybody want to get view of the sea.
yeah.
And of course, not now half of the rooms then face the sea. So what I can do, I can say, okay, this year you go face the sea, the next year you go face the rocks. That's what I can do. But then one way they take part in sports and in drama and so on, I can give them the priority.
The
I
sea
say
view.
every year when I take part in sports, when I take part in drama, when I they face the sea. So some man
That's
about like
nice.
that. But when it comes on the allocation of you can hear they all then they make jokes say, face the rocks, face the sea, face the rocks, face the sea. So that's another
Oh yeah.
interesting memory what I get
Wow.
because can tell the other one of course the dramatic society. But make a if you make you ask some more question about Fuabi College.
No, talk about the dramatic society. Then
Well,
we go come. I got a
yeah, the
question.
dramatic society, we call it the English Department Dramatic Society. Because we establish them because of finance the student, then they read plays them in English and so on. Then they understand them, but they not they see them plays there so on the stage. Natong we get I think the British Council Dramatic Society now they very, very English plays then in this stage. Now so then students also they get right for see how them plays there so go appear on the stage and see if they can react to the characters and maybe see themselves reflected in the characters on the stage. Well, so one year, and at the English department, we bring an expert from Leeds, named Martin Barnum, for come do a workshop. As a result of this workshop, we put on a fantastic production on stage of an African play called "The Gods Are Not to
And not
Blame."
to blame.
The gods are not to blame. Then we bring I'm back in 1976. We staged a display, of course, an English play, Shakespeare's The Taming of the Shrew.
Sure.
And we do all kind of a thing with the taming of the shoe. The play, of course, mostly in English, but one character in part we do in Creole. And really, the rise of Creole plays and all that associated with this because some of them, the dramatists, then are tongue way, the right play and tongue. Plenty of them, Candice Workshop, like Daily Charlie, and so on.
Yeah.
And one of the characters that we do in part in Creole and really the play so successful. And one of the things that we have been to try for doing now for show say, although that Shakespeare relevant to Sierra Leone and to Africa. So this play, some people are going to know the taming of the show about man, husband, wife relationship and all that kind of thing. And it was so successful, partly because one part we do in Creole, but partly because although our English play is relevant to the lives of the people there, and about husband-wife relationship. And the last scene of the play, Now the last after this buyers don't tell me wife. The wife they talk to the other woman them. He say, "When I respect to our husband them." Then the line and it is no boot and place your hand beneath your husband's foot and place your hand beneath your husband's foot. Imagine that. You might tell the other wife that say you will put your hand under your husband's foot. My sister
Foot.
been in at the audience. He tell me say when this woman say this, one couple will sit down near them. The man pinch the wife. He say, "You hear?" So, so that shows how the play relevant irrelevant to Africa and Sierra
Yes.
Leone. Well, after that, we formed the English Department Dramatic Society. We put on quite a few plays. Them, the students, they like the plays. Them, we not charge much. Then see them company them where then they act on the stage and so on. That'll be one of the most successful groups. Them. Now, we call it the English Department Dramatic Society. I can tell you more about them, but go on.
Wow. I'm glad the way you mention when you talk about that because you mentioned some names them way like Dele Charlie. I work
Uh-huh.
with
Mhm.
because I'm in
Mhm.
the Tabule Theater for a
Oh, you
while.
in the trouble? Well,
I'm in the
uh-huh.
Tabule Theater, yes. Then that Martin Banham, the way you mentioned, so
Mhm.
he worked with Tabule for a brief
Yeah,
while.
that's right. Exactly.
Yes, yes. So I remember,
Exactly.
wow, this is a
And
long
all that
time ago we they
related
talk
to the
about.
rise of what you call indigenous drama in Sierra Leone.
Yes,
Drama in Creole. Because as you
exactly.
remember, Tabule and people like that then start this Creole plays. We have put
Yes,
plenty Creole plays on stage. Before that, plays
yes,
were in English. But now we get
yeah,
a new development where people and they write plays in Creole.
in
And that will be
Creole.
very important development at the drama scene because it means say people that we know not even understand English, will not go school. They can go to the theater, they enjoy the plays them
Yes,
and the plays
and
and they talk to them and then they react to the actors them and so on. So now the most important development in even in culture and literature in general, but certainly in drama necessarily, the rise of then
exactly,
Creole plays with Dele Charlie, D'Souza George, people like
exactly.
yeah, and all that
Yes.
related to which women they do um, uh, with all the workshop here. So that's what they call it.
Yes. And when you mentioned D'Souza George, so of course in a musical, if in
Uh-huh.
Creole, yes, I
Mhm.
don't know if you remember Bobo Left and I be
Bubble
right.
left, I remember bubble left.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
And
right. Mhm.
right now, then get another musical where they go on when
Oh,
Julius Spencer.
uh-huh.
My
Yeah,
right
Julius
in
Spencer is
itself in
yeah. Oh,
Creole,
yes,
they go on right
related to
now on a
that.
talk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway,
Mhm.
make I take you go back when you just come out overseas, when you go
Mhm.
back in a tongue.
Mhm.
You've been barely 27
Mhm.
when you go and begin working at Fobe College.
Yes.
So now be your first job that one day, pretty much, right? As
Well, not
salon.
only first job exactly. I could tell you what make I say so. After I left school, Prince of Wales, passed me HSC. Now that 10 day, then people that we pass HSC in a Prince of Wales, they will do quite well. We the principal thinks they competent. They can employ them for teach. Now the lower forms of the
Okay.
school for a few months before they proceed to England for further studies. So they may
Oh,
employ me for teach now the lower forms of the secondary school
okay.
for
Okay.
some months before I proceed. Now that will be my first job.
Your first job. Okay.
But then I suppose say I would say career wise before I be college job
Okay.
as lecturer, my first career job.
A young man at the age of
Mhm.
27,
27.
barely 27,
Mhm.
you they go be a professor, you they go teaching at Fobe College.
Yes.
How that make you feel?
Oh well, in a sense, I've been nervous,
Of
you know,
course.
because you know, go teach go teach students the way some of them all pass me, some of them all pass me, and I not we don't get this experience of university teaching. I said because some people then before they begin lecture, they employ them as research assistants, teaching
Yeah.
assistants. May go go teach after I get my PhD. But the students then behave extremely well. And before that, me brother we instead of go for a big college, he tell me say if you teach them well then go like you, then go respect you. So I make sure say every time I go class, are well prepared. Um, uh, and the student they like that. And really, eventually, even though I'm myself the same, I become quite popular. But at the start, I've been really nervous and I've been quite humbled because I realized, say, that's such a tremendous responsibility for go be lecturer na Fourah College. Although even when I've been the grow up, my main aspiration what I've been get now for one day for become lecturer na Fourah College. Because when I've been the grow up,
Okay.
when I've been the grow up, you know we get plenty Sierra Leoneans them as lecturer na Fourah College. Maybe you get Jones, you get Harry Sawyer, you get Solomon Coker and so on. They're not in plenty. So for being lecturer of Rabbi College, we've been sitting in an exalted position. We look up to them. So now the height of aspiration that we been get for me, one day I become a lecturer now for Rabbi College, and of course eventually I become a lecturer now for Rabbi College. But because not even make you feel humble, but at the
Of
same
course.
time you feel happy. Mhm.
So tell me about your first paycheck where you get.
Of
How you
course,
spending that money there?
now, of course, the first paycheck, then you say the first paycheck and agriculture. I don't know if you don't hear about it. And I don't know if
You
then they
get
do
for
that
Guy.
now. You get for Gil, you the shaver.
Yes,
You
yes.
first paycheck, you the shaver. So I get for do that. But also, as you say, massive, now big money. Lecturer then at college at that time, they pay them well. If I think them, they pay them better than doctor than a tonsil. Because see, plenty of them are be expatriates, the Americans, the English people, and so on. Then they pay them well. Then they pay them well enough for making them get steward and get servant and all that, then get car and so on. So I mean, it look like big money to me. And generally speaking, the faculty, yeah, they've been fairly well off now for every college at that time, and this been conferred a certain amount of respect. So I look online like big money. I don't say, oh, I'll be able for save. Oh, yes. And believe me, I save enough so that when I buy my first car, I take a loan. The college arrange for me to get a loan. But for buying my second car, I think say a lot been talk about that car there.
Yeah, he did.
Price a fine car. I pay cash for them. I not take loan for them because I don't
Wow.
save enough. I don't save enough for buy them in cash. Wait, see, Mama
Okay.
say, hey, don't tell plenty people say you buy them in cash so because they don't get jealousy. But I pay cash for them. So that's and yeah, lecturer them and they do very well. Mhm.
Okay. That's good to know. So waiting again you remember about Fobe College where you want for share with me.
Well, the choir, the choral society.
Oh, yes.
Um, and one word, the warden of student Jenkins Smith, we formed the Fourah College Choral Society. Um, that after some people in a town, the Freetown Choral Society, we invite some of we for go perform with them. Now we say, okay, do we not get a choir na Fourah College? We not get a choral society. So make we form a choral society. And that choral society, they become one of the most important societies them in Fourah College, but now one of the most important choral groups then in the whole of Freetown because we're almost professional, and we can do concerts up in Fourah College, but then we can join the Freetown Choral Society with people like Willie Contorn and Mrs. Kelvin Coker and so on. We join them for their concert. And when we sing, you go miss it with a professional group. But me and Jenkins Smith, we more or less they in charge. So one term, in fact, the American ambassador invites some of we for go perform on American Independence Day, that kind of thing. That's what gives the kind of impression where we don't form the community. So I remember that. But of
Impressive.
course, I remember thing like giving lectures and that kind of thing. But I tell you one thing we be with the students there. One time, one student can complain to me, say a roommate damage in record player and in recording machine. So I therefore investigate this because as warden, they in charge of discipline. So I invite them to for come make I investigate this case. This chap way they accuse is say what this boy do, innocent in a possible way they snore. So when he lay down for sleep, it is not bad one. This chap taking recording machine, he record and way they snore. Then he play this thing for make everybody hear it. Say this thing
Oh,
they
oh my
snore loud,
gosh.
loud, loud. So this boss so shame and all that. So he say, and I he take this recording by he smash him. He say, you know, do I again. Now so he say, want
Oh
me.
my God.
He said, smash him. So he go.
Wow.
I
They
say,
not go do
okay,
it again.
I know you know go do it again. I say, well, I say we get a procedure and I ask you if you can report them to me. You know, go take this
Yeah.
machine, you smash
On the
them
unit.
yourself
That's
on the
right.
own, then you say, you know, go do it again. So I therefore apply disciplinary measures to both of them. The first one, because what do you do about this boy? You know,
Yeah.
before we record without him permission, where it is law. Then this was
That's
where
right.
we smash the machine. So I get case like the one day we can where I remember exams and all that kind of thing. The shenanigans where they go on even among the faculty when it comes to times like for elect dean that kind of thing. But them and they are no talk about
Yeah,
them.
yeah. We're not go into that in the
It's
TD.
not going to that.
Somebody ask me, this not be one student, he say, you know, think say you go member like calling him, so say you go member additional during.
Oh, remember additional during
Yeah,
additional.
okay.
How additional during
Yes.
was anyway. Additional during. Naina be with pianist na the choral society.
Exactly.
A very good
Exactly.
musician. Additional during.
Oh
A
yes,
very
oh
very
yes.
good musician. Naina be the pianist. Their
Yes.
company. And honestly,
That's what I
when
say.
you remember in Mama when I Mrs. Dewing Olivia. And me and my brother, we all grew up in a client town along the same.
Okay.
Oh yes, along the same Quaker lane. In fact, when
Okay.
additional during go to college, I think go do engineering or something like that.
Yes.
Um, we did talk about the rooms, that the allocation of rooms to them and so on. Now after I don't talk with Ian and some of the friend them, he say by the way, me mama Olivia say make I tell you I do. I said, you know, Olivia in Pekin, because Olivia, they're like a big sister. Olivia and Papa Davis, Sydney Davis, and my Papa then as close friends. Yeah.
Wow. Small
Pastor
world.
Davis have been Godadi for one, me brother, then me papa have been Godadi for one pa Davis in daughter them. And then two na good musician, me papa and Pastor Sidney Davis. That Pastor Sidney Davis and have been brilliant, man. They get degree from Fuabe College, a brilliant organist na Kleintown, na Kanike church. So I hope me mother say when he comes to say, you mean you know Olivia in Peking? Oh yeah, so
Wow.
tell additional thing. I remember. I remember.
All right. I sure say they watch right now. It is China, but I sure
Oh,
say they
the
watch.
China idea now. Oh, I see.
No, in job can sell and go there. They go back
Of
and
course,
forth.
yes.
Yes.
That's right. I mean, Papa all not all. Oh yeah, then only uncle there and auntie there. Me and one year auntie Theodora are the same. We then at the same class now. Clienttown school and all that.
Okay. Okay, well, we don't talk small bit about Frabe College. Let we
Yes,
can talk about them, book them.
yeah, that's right.
Fumble them, we can talk about Doc P in book the way they write. And so now know say Christmas season and like this, it don't come already. If you dey worry what's waiting for buy give somebody, wanna pay attention. We they can talk about the different book the way it all right. But one particular one the way it want delve into. Doc P, last week when you been there, so I think when we ask you what to make you begin right or who that's them you who that influence you, and you did mention some African writers them at the time, and so you first book where you write, tell me waiting and waiting you go through, waiting and waiting you waiting convince you for go ahead and write that first book there.
Okay, the first novel or the first book? Which
The
one you want
first
from
book
me?
ever, the first
The
one where
first
you
book
ever
ever. Okay,
pen.
that's
Yes.
a very good question. The first book I write, I call them an introduction to the African novel. An introduction to the African novel. Now, a critical account of the African novel. The reason why I make a write now because at that time they were a writer, published them in 1973, 72, 73. Now they're almost more than 50 years now. I mean, first book.
Wow.
And that time they normally teach so much African literature, even at universities, I not study any African literature in high school. Now all the literature will be they study now English literature, maybe some European literature. Even at university, I not study any African literature. My thesis, my dissertation now on 18th century English literature at Doha. And you got plenty of people that like me, so Africans, then we take English and so on in French in European universities up to the PhD level. But then this African literature begin for develop. In the 50s and 60s, Achebe writing Things Fall Apart in 1950, Kamara Lai, The African Child, and so on in the mid 50s, Wole Soyinka in the early 60s don't begin write. So this literature don't begin develop, but people don't know much about them. People don't write about them. So then tell me say if fall to and pan we for don't pan we just graduate and go PhD in other literatures from English and American and French universities, but turn we attention to African literature and study African literature and write commentaries on African literature. So now that makes write this novel an account of 12 early African novels, including Achebe's Things Fall Apart, and so on.
Okay.
But give a kind of introduction to the African novel to readers all over the world. And believe me, although that's not my first work, I call it now my juvenilia because it's not my first work. Yeah, right when I young. Now, when I look back on, I know about the things that were good change. But it became and the most popular work, and it becomes something of a classic. I remember Davidson Nicol. I don't know you know about the great Dr. Davidson Nicol when I've been principal for Abbey College and diplomat and all that. He told me one time when we go exams council meeting, he said that book of yours has become a classic and a true.
Wow.
Because the book where they study all over the world, and even now, I go conferences, I get major professors them in African literature, and so they come to me and say that book did not introduce me to African literature. So then, please, we are publishing that book. That book. I remember one time I go South Africa, a famous African writer, Aikwe Ama, he been the lecturer at the University of Lesotho where I go as external examiner. He take me go to the library. He pulled this book, An
Oh,
Introduction to the African Culture. He said, look, just look the list of people that we don't borrow this book. And believe, he said more people don't borrow this book than any other book.
what?
Oh yes, and I can see that for the list of people that
Oh
we don't
my
borrow
gosh.
the book. It was that popular. So now the most popular, certainly of my critical works, them, and I think of all my works, too, because it became a classic, it became a kind of textbook all over the world.
What's in
It
that book there in name again?
had an introduction to the African novel, an introduction to the African novel, and it's
It's
just
still there where people like can buy them.
oh, fortunately, if possible, you forget that because myself sometimes I can Google them. I see say quite a few publishers they don't publish various versions and editions of them. They don't even
Okay.
consult me. So I'm not getting
Oh,
nothing as far as royalty is concerned. Although really now the book where I get most royalty from because now Heinemann in London they publish them. Then a highly respectable
Okay.
publishing
Yeah, okay.
firm in
Company.
UK. So then be giving me royalties and everything. So really, the book where I get most royalties from because it will be very popular all over the world. But now you go then the publishing all kind of a series of things. Then so it's possible for make people then get them.
How
Although
long
yes, go on.
how long it take you for write that first book there?
Well, actually, not take me too long. It take me about maybe 15 months because I said, I mean,
Okay.
Juvenilia, and no one for write about plenty people, them just about 12 novelists that were, I think, say interesting, who I think, say Africans for read, and people all over the world, if possible, for read. And one thing about me, when I write me critical works, even the later ones, them, I dey try for use as simple language as possible
Good.
because some people then now this trade the criticism of literature. And people say when they write them for use jargon, they for make the thing sound important because they want to make English studies and African literary studies sound impressive. So they use quite a lot of jargon. I say no.
They're not no saying a turn off for plenty people.
In a ton of for
It's a
plenty
turn off.
people. And also, you get for know other whose audience you they try for reach. Me
Yep.
want for reach ordinary, even fifth formers them, where they read some of them books also for their O level exam. Sixth formers them. And not write the book for even just for university students or for scholars or professors them. So although I not simplify the issues them, but I write them in as simple a language as possible. So
Yes.
people find them very accessible, and that add to popularity.
One of the comments that what we get last week, somebody been they ask if any of you book them, if the schools then are tongue they use them.
Oh well,
So now this one there you be say yes. Now
oh
this
yes, I
book you
think
be they
this
talk
one was
about.
enormously popular.
Okay.
But I
Okay.
will talk about another book where I think say
Okay.
some people that in the schools then they use, and even in other countries then. This now the third one were right. This one yes not on the African literature, now on English literature. Because after I don't
Okay.
publish two books them, an introduction to the African novel and the growth of the African novel. Some of my students in Africa because they encounter me and say, well, look, excuse me, you not only right now about African literature, we understand African literature. But with the study English literature to any difficult form, you want for the right also on English literature. Una wait in our African and una day in the African situation, make we go understand English literature. So now makes
Right
all of this
balance.
exactly. Now makes us decide for write this my third work, but this time on the English novel. I call them studies on the English novel. And in this way, I try to demonstrate the relevance of the English novel and of English literature for African students. Because you really teach English literature and all that kind of thing. People then say, what are they bother for teaching anything else? So then students also therefore they give economics and stuff. But I want to show say English literature or French literature for that matter, literature way good all over the world, irrelevant to the African situation as well. I want for sure say then novels as well as English novels, they get a relevance to the African situation. Make I take one example of the books that were discussing at this work.
Okay.
In Lord of the Flies by William Golding. Lord of the Flies
Lord
by
of the
William
Flies.
Golding. Yeah. It talk about how some English boys them, where they go English public schools, they get a plane accident, so they maroon on a desert island. Just boys. Adults not there. Then they begin develop, they start for develop democratic institution until in fact one leader want for be dictator, take over as dictator. So that instead of a democratic organization, you get a dictatorial organization where this boy when a leader, he just tell everybody waiting for do. He tell everybody we would have for beat. Eventually they hunt down and they'll kill one of them, comping them. Then hunt another one, then you almost kill them before rescuers come. And this novel, although an English, give you an English context, is relevant to the African situation because it shows how a dictatorial situation evolved out of a democratic situation. It shows what a dictatorship can be and all that kind of. And that's in the, you know, so in Africa, at times we go through a dictatorship period. It's
I
so
know.
relevant, it's so relevant to the African situation. So now one of them points us on for make in this me chapter on Lord of the Flies in studies on the English novel. And of course we get some other books like Robinson Crusoe illustrate imperialism and
Yeah.
all that. So and I'm gonna write this one and I deal with 12 English books then for show the relevance of English literature for
With
African
Africa.
students. But
That's
I
amazing.
target for a particular audience because me, I've been chief examiner in literature for West African Examinations Council. I know some of the books the way then they prescribe. So I target for more or less sixth form audience, people the way they prepare for their A level. And as I said, I'll go make an African publisher publish them so that Africans go get access to them. So I make African Universities Press na Ibadan publish 'em. Later, I've been going conference na America. I can one conference in America. So I meet one leading professor, himself na expert in African literature. He said, Eustace, how that you book did they sell? He said, because make I tell you, it's very popular in Nigeria because there are A-level students then they want to buy them. And he said, you know what thing they happen? He said, then they pirate them. You know, then they,
What?
oh yes, then they sell pirate copies, and the pirate copies then they sell past the actual book itself.
Oh my
Then they
gosh.
take them, then they copy them there because it's so popular in Nigeria. I don't get 1 cent in royalties from the book there. But people there, they tell me it's so popular in Nigeria that then they pirate them. I say, okay, I don't mind as long as it's accessible and people them they use them. So that become
How?
a textbook, not necessarily, but in Nigeria, to the extent that people then they pirate and sell pirate copies.
How that make you feel for no say? Forget about the pirate. How that make you feel for no say inside Nigeria? The book so popular, you know that's popular inside salon.
Well, it just doesn't make I feel good because I know say it's popular in Nigeria. And what you make reach sell, I mean talk to the publishers there. I say, you know what instead of you give me royalties from Nigeria, whatever. Send this book to Sierra because I know say it go very popular in Sierra Leone. Then serve the Nigerian students. Then they use the same book here. So sell it and make the bookstore na fit on and sell them. And then when they sell them, you can give me your royalties out of the sales proceeds.
Salon.
Na salon. Is they always then go investigate them? You know happen. And the book, some Sierra Leoneans them get hold of some companies one way or the other, but you not see them so much in Sierra Leone because the publishers they know get that kind of energy there for advertise the books way than they produce. Now, one thing that about African publishing, we therefore do much better with African
Yeah.
publishing. African publishers and therefore be much more professional, much more energetic. Because African publishing, it's on the rise now, but some many of them seem to be more interested in their O level text depth and kind of thing, common entrance text and so on. But therefore interested in producing technically proficient text where the printing very good, the layout very good, and then get good relations with the writers, therefore give them their royalties and that kind of thing, and ensure, say, them protect matters of copyright. I think so, then they try them best, African publishers, but then get some way
But they
for
can do better.
can do better and become
Yeah.
much more professional, both technically and financially and so on.
when you mean they talk about that you force book, you know it's in the picture in your mind, whether you see them they write they write the book, whether you they write them with pen, na paper, or whether you mean they type them na typewriter.
Yeah,
Which one you do?
not typewriter I use. Yeah,
Typewriter.
because
Okay.
one good thing I do when I've been as a student in Edinburgh, after my first degree, I get time na my hand before I start with the PhD. So I say, okay, make I teach myself for type. So I teach
Okay.
myself for time, and it becomes so valuable, both when I'm going to do the PhD and when I go back to Sierra Leone. So this 4 years, I type. Of course, my own typing no need. Afterwards, I'll give a real typist for do the finished product on the type of time. Now, of course, you man get computer. That time
Of
when I
course.
get computers and so on. Now, future. Now later, when I write my first novel, now I use computer because that's a day I've been buy one
Yeah.
computer. I think na America where I take go back in the future.
Wow. And in fact, it's so easy now, Seth, even with the computer.
Oh,
You not even get
easy.
for type, you not even get for type na computer and I read you the record them.
You can
You the
record them.
record
Yes,
how you they talk na so
yes,
they waiting
that's
safe.
right.
Na the wait
And the
all things so
computer
easy.
it gets all kind of software will go make corrections, go say no, use another
Exactly.
expression, you don't have it's so
Yes.
easy now.
That's
Mhm.
right.
But that can they
Do you
be quite laborious.
do you Doc P look who that don't show face. La bring and kind of
Okay.
stage.
Oh, wait, boy, safe.
Okay.
Doc B,
Okay, good for see you, Ronnie. Good for
good
see
to
you.
see you,
Good
sir.
for
Welcome,
because
welcome, Doc.
you yes, you heavy coat and everything.
Yes,
Take a
sir. You
little
know, you're
stone
two
on the
today.
side.
You're two today. I then now
Yes, sir.
Pennsylvania. Yes. This me friend die.
Oh, yeah. So
Yes, I make so now say, this man so and I mean very good guy where we connect. We do so many
yes, sir.
things in common. So I say, bo, this guy so I no can see now I know able can get goodbye. So
Yeah,
now I can but
of course, yeah, that's right.
yes. So we did
You
they
quite
ready
right.
for going at the repass now. Now saying
Yeah.
anything. This year so make I come at least. Now I can get some blessings from Doc P.
Oh
Doc
dear,
P.
that's
More
a
don't
really
take
good blessing,
all.
and I got a good
This
blessing.
this guy where already laugh so he can really tell say if they get good time himself I don't jealous. I say no, no
I
go
don't
be.
learn plenty. I don't learn plenty from Doc P.
Yeah.
I don't learn plenty
And
from him.
myself
Anyway, Ronnie.
I will get for go on the program back I go
Okay.
myself go learn. You know get for learn past me and this year I no go agree.
Anyway, Ronnie, we're glad you able to ask it to we. I sorry you get buried, but I'm glad you come. I know they ask for Maurice whenever ready for joining, go join.
Yeah.
So now back to Doc P. Doc P, one particular book day. First of all, let I put this one. Just tell we quick about this book so we can run through the other one. Them tell we
And
quick
Doc
about this
Okay,
P,
one.
this
Doc
was
P,
na my memoirs, my epic journey. That one, yeah, the making of a cosmopolitan. This is also
Yes.
a write because some of me former students, them like Ose Portaway, chair of the Department of English and so on at the Excel University now also, and one or two others. And so, Dr. P, we think say you for write your memoirs because you didn't for Abbey College for so many years, I teach now for Abbey College for 26 years before I left there. And some people they're going interested for know what you think. So that makes I write this one here. So I call it my epic journey. Um, because I base some more or less on written and called the 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 classical epic journey. You know, in literature, you get some written and called epics like the Iliad,
Yeah.
the Odyssey, the Aeneid, and so on. We portray a journey of the hero and all that kind of thing. So I see me on life also as a kind of journey with all kinds of activities, an epic journey. So I talk about the preparation, the initiation. We also get in the epic tales and the return and so on. But really, my memoirs mostly about well from the time of me birth, more or less, from the time of me consciousness, were aware of things through school days at Prince of Wales and so on, the days in the United Kingdom as a student, the return to Fourah College for teach until the time I left Fourah College for come America in 1992.
Okay.
So now that would
Now
yeah,
that's the one day.
yes.
Una we go Prince of Wales. Una we me the for be college. Una no get none excuse. Not for buy that particular book. The non
Yeah,
excuse.
available on
And
Amazon.
Amazon exactly. And I don't put on this snow for let them see am $25 when I can
So,
get on Amazon.
Doc P, the question I will ask about this book,
Mhm.
wetin really you think will make you feel to say you want write this particular book?
Oh well, I think say some of the experiences they were you don't get will be valuable lessons for other people. But also when you dey write a book, in a sense, it benefits yourself. It benefits yourself because the writing of some books them can be therapeutic. That is when you go over some incidents way being very difficult, some of them even sad, you encounter some grief. It makes you able to get over the grief and the sadness. You walk through the incident. That's what I mean when I say the writing of a book, whether a memoirs or a novel, can get this kind of therapeutic effect. So as to make us see what will happen if I dey write about some of the things here, so like some death in the family and that kind of thing, how it go affect me self, and the kind of lessons when me self go learn from am. So that I feel say it not only go be beneficial to other people, we go learn some things them, and not go only be a kind of historical source of information, because in future historians them then go able for use some of the details, but it will also help me for get a new insight and a new perspective on some of the
Yeah.
things that will happen to myself.
Part
So,
of the benefits where you they talk about, it help you for put closure on
Yes,
anything
exactly.
when it
Now
don't
that we
happen.
talk about
Okay.
closure. Yeah, people put
Closure.
closure to certain things.
Certain
Yeah.
things.
Mhm.
Ronnie?
yes, from this particular book, Doc P, where you learn a lesson and look at a lot of other things, them where you able for examine differently. You may able for look at them say because of this book, it prompts you for write any of the other book that I will get. What would it talk about?
No, because this just not the last one we're right.
Oh, now the last one
Not the
is
last
okay.
one. The last one. We're gonna talk about the other one then just now. But this is not the
Okay.
last one. The memoirs. And generally memoirs can be the last thing where people then can
Was
write. So
thinking,
more
yeah,
wait till
actually, yeah.
towards the end of the life before they write that. The memoirs.
So my let's start from the first book now. So can drive car to tell
Ronnie,
me.
You
Ronnie,
don't
you late. We don't talk about that. You late. Chill.
Okay. All
Chill.
right, ma.
and so
Doc
yeah.
P, let we can to a pillar of the community.
Oh, a pillar of the community. Okay. Yes.
Tell we bottom, sir.
Well, a
What
pillar
make
of
you
the
decide?
community in my last novel, in fact. This is a novel. I mean, last novel. I write when I don't dare so. My first novel I started when I've been still in Sierra Leone, but I complete them after I come else. And then the other three novels, them I write them when I don't in America. A pillar of the community. You can say like a kind of satirical work, but also like tragic work because he portrays the activities of one gentleman when a high, powerful official, very high and powerful official. But he dabble in all kinds of funny things, them. where he keeps secret. And then, unfortunately, they find out about the secret, and somebody begin for blackmail him. And really, the most of the novel now about the relations between this man and this person where they blackmail him and all that kind of thing, and how eventually the blackmailer subject to all kinds of indignities, reduce them almost
Wow.
to nonsense, and so you get to find out ways of getting rid of this blackmailer and all that kind of thing. Well, I don't want to tell you how the book ends, but a
Yeah.
tragic one, a
But
very
make I ask you, is it based on an African setting?
oh yeah, based in Sierra Leone.
Based on it's oh,
Yeah,
okay.
this is based in Sierra Leone. And because of that, it become a kind of exploration or survey, you might say a critique of some aspects of the Sierra Leonean social situation, not political, but social. Maybe the snobbery, the kind of divisions that will exist in society, the kind of attitudes of some people in power who think that they can get away with anything, they can do anything and get away with anything. Uh, um, the corruption we there in society, generally speaking, the lack of educational opportunities for certain people, and so on. A lot, quite a bit of the novel take the form of people there where they consult medicine man and that kind of a thing. And so,
Oh
so
wow.
aspect of Sierra Leone culture, or even Creole culture, because we see this Maya. So when camp and come, when he camp and come, when he don't get him back to the corner, although a prominent churchman and all that kind of thing, civil servant, he gave a go consult one medicine man, and we see the
Wow.
result of this. What did the medicine man
Okay.
tell him? Uh, uh,
Not
uh,
not tell not
uh,
tell not tell them
yeah,
but the book. Let them go buy them.
and
Let
this
them go
one,
buy them.
so I mix a Leonian author publisher in a African Sierra Leone writers series.
Okay.
When a Sierra Leone based publisher, I publisher, so if we're available on demand anyway. So this is
Perfect.
so I can get them. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Make an tell now, and
Good.
I don't want to pull them for now.
This na the book when I we really want to
Okay,
talk
a
about
tale of
today.
three women.
A
Yes.
Tale of Three Women. So, la pou lan komot na the screen.
Mhm.
A Tale of Three Women. Wetin make that particular book day? Wetin
Mhm.
make you decide for write that book day?
Well, um, the Tale of Three Women really the third book, right? And just before I write a pillar of the community. And anybody will read and go realize it deals very much with the condition of women. It deals very
Okay.
much with the condition of women, not just in Sierra Leone, but in Africa as a whole. Because the condition of African womanhood is a very important issue. Now, one of the most important issues that we African writers in general they deal with writers like Buchi Mecheta, like Usman Sembene, like Ngugi wa Thiong'o, the major African writers there, males as well as females. Then they deal with the condition of African womanhood, and a very important issue, not just in literature, but in sociology, in history, and so on. So I suppose say initially, I mean, just one for deal with the destinies of three women, very different women. Then start more or less in the same position, then about the same age and so on. But because of the choices where some of them make, because of the choices where other people they make, because of the nature of society, the social situation, and so on, you get three very different conclusions to their life. But as I proceed with this novel, I find out say, although I not be really intend them then for become a kind of feminist work, so to speak. It take a life of its own, more or less. And so some works they can do that. The writer
Yes.
starts maybe even show also I want for go, but you want for go, or maybe you know say you want for go side. But then as it begin the work, the novel take a life of its own. It push them in one direction and all that kind of thing. So this book it more or less take a life of its own and then become not just the story of the lives of the three women here, so with three different characters, we end in three different ways, but a study and exploration of the condition of women in Sierra Leone as well as in Africa. I realized soon after
Yes.
that this is not the direction where the novel take. So I
Okay.
concentrate on that. And anybody read and go find and say, now this is not the major issue. Then three women here so. But of course, a model on one or two people then. You see, anybody where you want to give advice to a budding African writer, ought for tell them say, you will start with what you know. Start with what you know.
Yes.
And you go find out say most writers them from all over the world, their first work or so can be about written they know. Or if I generally say it can be about written they know. So you start with what you do know. So I use some people them as well, if not as models, as jumping off points. For instance, the leading woman, Mrs. Peters, where Nine are the main narrator of the story, in fact. Nine is the narrate the story, the main narrator. Uh, some aspects of from the grammar take some aspects of from the mama take that kind of thing.
Okay.
And you get
Okay.
other people their way I take aspects of the character for mold some of the characters there in this novel. But generally
Okay.
speaking, it become a work about the condition of Sierra Leonean and African womanhood through the years. And I hope so that we could talk about that.
Oh yes, most definitely. What thing we they can do right now? It don't pass 2 o'clock, just after
Mhm.
2. I
Mm.
get few comments there while I want read. Then we dey
Okay.
go commercial. Then I
Uh-huh.
dey hand over to Ronnie.
Okay, right. So
One
yeah.
pan the comments now from George Walker. George Walker say one website today where then they call ABE
Yeah,
Books.
that's right.
Where now there you can get
Out of print
then
books.
yes.
And good
Um
because some of them books are so they're out of print now. Mhm.
so thank you so much, George Walker, for we share
Yeah, thank
that.
you, Judge Walker.
Then
Yeah.
he also want for know, he said, does Dr. P think that it's because there isn't a large readership in Sierra Leone? I guess I
Well,
mean, it's a woman they talk about Nigeria and Sierra Leone. So you think saying
um,
that?
yeah, well, that not that make people not read them now because in fact the publishers now make arrangements for the book for Go Sierra Leone.
Okay.
But I agree, say we not get a big readership in Sierra Leone. A readership of books in general. Now, one thing that we Sierra Leoneans therefore cultivate, for make them picking them read books
Read.
and love
Yeah.
for read books. Of course, you can't blame people too much for that because people they know they pay them too much. They want they live from hand to mouth. Who said they gonna get extra money for
For
spend
go buy a book.
on books, and books now very expensive. Now, one of the
That
reasons
part.
that we make room for the encourage African publishers them because then can produce books that go less expensive in African countries. But generally speaking, we'll do everything we can do for encourage people for read. Maybe the libraries can do quite a lot, because then can get books them and encourage youngsters them for go pick the books them. Mhm.
Now, I they ask this about my own stupidity, my own ignorance. Make I they ask any publishing company they salon? Who's
Well,
publishing company?
you get we call him Malam Osman Sanko. Now
Okay,
he
okay,
start this Sierra Leone writers series where they
okay,
publish mostly Sierra Leonean things, and they don't do good. They publish I think all the novels of Yema Lucilda Hunter, when a
okay,
very
okay.
important Sierra Leonean novelist.
Yeah.
Then publish Sheikh Umar and Mrs. Marjorie Jones's Creole poetry, Sierra Leonean poetry in Creole. So they don't do well, yes. Although I'm not sure whether in headquarters they actually in Freetown. I think they in Ghana, but they publish quite a few Sierra Leonean things.
When you talk so now member, I did one forum with in Day. As you talk so
Aha,
now member, yeah, you're right.
exactly. So yeah,
Okay.
correct. Yeah.
George Walker want for know if now Mr. Temple kit up so.
Na me
Then
boss, na me sir, na me boss. Thank you.
they tell you una sweti akin they talk, Ronnie and Morrison, all them una paddy die. Now make I say me no to una paddy. Because me no wonder it. Um then
And
Eileen
was
Walters, yes.
yeah,
This na be
well,
your name, na be your false name, waiting na this.
oh well, no. What is a salve magistra? So what is it? Magister in the Latin word for master or teacher.
Okay, okay.
So in the
Also na
Greek,
Latin,
they
okay.
say Adu Professor Palmer or
Okay.
Teacher Palmer. Yeah.
Okay.
Now
So that's
school
what that is.
in Latin, when the Latin master can come in, we can say Salve Magister with a greeter.
Okay. We talk so
Good
now
morning,
member.
master.
I do Latin for 1 year na FSSG. I'm more a mantis a mass, and I know my
More
member.
Masamat.
Yes. Okay. I can hand over to Mr. Ronnie Temple. Let it take over the commercial. Ronnie, we're all ready for go commercial. You're all ready for Visa.
Yes, we dey go commercial.
But they can go commercial, yes. So I
Okay.
hand over to you. Doc P, I'm so glad you were able to talk to you back
Yeah, I'm so
today.
glad we talk able to talk back. They do good work.
Thank you, sir. Fambul them at the left una and Doc P na goni in Anna. I believe say goni go take care of una. Me they sign out because something else I get for attend to waiting they wait for me right now. So Ronnie, over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Auntie Moren. Thank you for all the thoughts, And if Ambolo will go commercial, immediately after commercial, we will continue with Doc P. We will continue for Rob Mott and the rest of the books them. And if you get any question, please feel free for send the question. Doc P there, I go answer them. And if any other thing for add, we go add them. So logo commercial, we will be right back.
It's time to party. How you go come and sit down? Not tell me that what they not lie.
Get ready with the FSSG Alumni Association in DMV. Annual dinner and dance. Theme: the best time of the year. Let's make it mine. Saturday, December 14th, 8 p.m. Don't be late. Venue: St. Andrew's Ukrainian Orthodox Cathedral, 1510 New Hampshire Avenue, Silver Spring, Maryland. 20905. Music by DJ DeGuy. MCs: Christopher Davis and Adama Cabernet Koroma. Join us for a night of fun, with friends old and new. Tickets available now, don't miss the fun. FSSG alumni, let's party, everyone. Come one, come all, let's make this night the best time of the year, pure delight. FSSG alumni, we're waiting for you. December 14th, let's make memories anew.
Yes. Me family, we don't come back. Una welcome and una thank you for joining. Please una continue for subscribe and share the page as we will continue with this show. Doc P.
Yeah. I'm glad we don't come back.
Yes, sir. Doc, the question I want to ask you, I don't say you don't explain about them books. There are then some question in the. Sorry if I miss one or two questions we'll get for ask back. Until you don't already answer, I will try my best. But please, if I do that, just let me know. I
Yeah,
can
go on.
switch to another question, sir. So, Doc P, where you mean they think about write them books there? Where they write them? You mean get any intention, say, I go get for write this amount of book between this time, or you can put a time frame within yourself where you know say what start now by the end of this time I for done this and I for start with another book. And are you able for really measure yourself before you start another book, sir?
When I write one book, I know they think about, oh, I get to start another book. Even with the novels, then, because me not to a professional writer, professional novelist, he go to think of the other books the way he get for write. So maybe he go give himself a time limit with this particular one. Although many professional novelists they definitely do that. I start one book, I just concentrate on that one. I know which thing I want for doing that novel, or as I go on, things they suggest themselves to me, but I know they put a limit as such. I just follow, just go side the book, lead me, that kind of thing. Of course, with the more professional books there, with the critical works, them, you go plan the book, yeah, even before you start. Maybe you even plan the sections and so on. With then critical works, then they like an introduction to the African novel, like the growth of the African novel. You plan them right at the start, and maybe tell myself, say, now this amount of time I will spend maybe on every chapter, but you go find out say you get to spend more time than that. You just want to make sure say you do everything well and you do everything thoroughly, and you give as much information as you need for give. And then of course you get for allocate time for the revision and so on. So generally speaking, I'm not going to limit myself in that kind of way. I just concentrate on doing the book as well as possible.
Good, because people way don't follow you, way they know who you are, Doc. Then go always they think say this is a learning process for them too. Because if like you they say you know they time yourself everything, it will help like all the other people that now they write or new folks the way just they try for catch up with some of them things their way you they do. Then they know say. Now so the writing skills there, you know.
Yeah, but make us say one thing. Then what thing I don't see, so not me say and know the discipline myself for writing involve a certain amount of discipline. You got to make sure say you know write the word you left go for maybe 2 months before you come back to you they do more or less every day you do something. Of course, at times you must get writer's block, waiting to get writer's block. Or you come sit down, you not able to write much, in fact. That's also not part of the process. But you will make sure, say, you get on with them quite assiduously. Maybe even every day you can sit down, see what you can do. Writing involves some discipline. Although you know go time yourself very rigidly and impose all kinds of limits.
Okay, so where you cannot program yourself, so say I will do this and I do this because as you say, a continuous writing, and sometimes I know some people and will tell you say they write, then they after they revise the chapter, then get for like rewrite a whole chapter back and everything. You can get that kind of experience in this, sir.
Of course, you must constantly you must do things like revision. Yeah, revision is a very important part of the writing exercise. Even with ordinary students, then you know, any good English teacher will tell you say for prepare for revise your essay. You know, the revision process, a very important part of the process. You see errors and things like that. You see things the way you think you can do differently. So sometimes I'll go revise every chapter. But even when you don't finish the whole thing, you revise the whole thing again. you must make some errors.
Absolutely.
Omissions must be. Things must be where you get for go consult in a library and so on. But the revision process is very important. It can be very intensive. Sometimes you go rewrite a whole chapter, you know, and not just a matter of sentences and paragraphs. And then, of course, when the work come back from the editor, you get to work with an editor. Ingo suggests even more revisions and asks you for check certain things. And then just before the actual production process begin, you get a copy editor. That is with real professional publishers. Get a copy editor, we go over things again with you and help you to prepare the text for the publishers before you go into production. And of course, even after production, you get the proofreading stage. So revision is a very important part of the exercise.
Thank you, Doc Pierre. Glad the way you answer this, let people know. So the young folks they know they write, they know say way it's okay for let you revise a whole chapter and you do it all over again. You know, to way you go look yourself, say you miss important things, them or you know concentrate to make you write them because everybody need for revise and go through them book there and go over. I want to ask you one personal question in terms of you writing, Doc P. Where you can write, you imagine like you the style of writing, or yes, you imagine somebody where you ever know where like una they write almost the same kind way.
I can't say that I know somebody where they write in exactly the same kind of way
Not so exact, yes, sir.
as myself. But of course, every writer get other writers them way they like their style.
Now that name
And
there
then
one.
styles influence them in their own writing. Yeah.
Yes.
And in fact, every writer they look up to some other writers them because they want for improve their own style. One writer we are always respect his style, and to a certain extent, I try and I'm writing for do some of the things the way he do. Now the English writer Jane Austen is not African writer, not Jane Austen. Jane Austen doing writing at about the start of the 19th century. He published novels in the 1813, 14, 15, that kind of time. He writes about 6 novels then. He died quite young. I mean, English writer. But although now just about 6 novels he writes, everybody throughout the world acknowledge him as a mistress of the art of writing. And although he's very good in plot construction and so on, in character development, one of the main reasons in a way I admire Jane Austen and because of his style. His style. Throughout me studies and all that, I can't find any other writer who get the ability for put together a perfect sentence like Jane Austen. He got put every sentence perfect, very well organized, very well balanced. If you excuse me, if you want for me for tell you about a writer, we get the most polished style, where his style is almost faultless. It's difficult for fault him as far as in construction of sentences and so on is concerned. Jane Austen.
Wow.
So now that I'm answering your question.
Yes.
I admire his style. Of course, other writers then they will admire their style. I like Dickinson's style, for instance. I like Chinua Achebe in style. But Jane Austen, to me, is the ideal for a polished style of writing in the English language.
Wow. Yes, sir.
Excuse me. I hope we will get time for go back to A Tale of Three Women because
Yes, I want. Yes, we dey go right into her now. So now, tell me about our book, Risa.
well, as I've been saying, mostly it deals with the condition of Sierra Leonean womanhood, and certain aspects of this novel they were unfortunately stress on. Now the novel, one of the characters, them, in a very simple kind of person, and because of that, people take advantage of them. One man becoming engaged to then he just cut off the engagement just like that. Then later he can make the woman stop to him as a mistress and so on. Another of the women them of course he married quite properly, but then in the man fall out. The man put on a door. Even get time for pack plenty things. Now basket and they put some of the things them. It disgraced the woman. The woman get for go with few possessions and not get any right at that time. That kind of a time the woman they not get right in Sierra Leone. And they write about term where most women them that now married number they can look forward to. They're not able to get to work outside the home. Now that's not the only work with them they do. They can look forward to married. They're married. They get to look after their husband, look after them, picking them, cook for their husband, clean the house, and a full-time job, of course. But they not give them this kind of recognition and respect where they forgive them because now full-time job they do. In fact, some people they not realize now full-time job then they do. And then they walk past their man. Some of them now some clerk work then they do now some minor office. But all the respect go to the man. The man look on himself as the head of the house. Now they bring the money come. Therefore, everybody for respect him. Now forget the best food in the house and all that kind of thing. The woman, he work more than the man. He go market. He look after the picking them. He cook. He clean the house. He make sure the house is decent and everything. But he not get any right. And if the man please, he can kick her out of the house without anything. The woman just go his sofa, and what you can see how one of them waiting happened to him. So that's more or less at that time now the condition of African womanhood, Sierra Leonean womanhood. The kind of issues then they try to explore now this novel, A Tale of Three Women. But to make a talk of some aspects then we highlight in this novel. First, now the traditional African system of education. I don't know if some of mama or grandma them tell you now, but at that time, when woman left school and before he gets married, because most of them not getting out of work for do, then they go to what they call the sewing school. Then go what they call sewing mistress. But when they go to that sewing mistress day, none of us say just they go learn for sew no more. The sewing mistress they teach them for cook, for sew, of course, for make the clothes for the lily picking, for sew the bed sheet and then window curtain and then chair covers and all that, for go market, for bargain, for clean the house. So in a sense, now part of the traditional Creole educational system, when they go to that sewing mistress day, what then they do, then they learn everything where they need for know before they go to the marriages. Because when they go to the marriages, they go get for do all them things they do. Now we give them a glorified name. Later they call them domestic science when they begin teaching at school. Now yes. All home economics and then kind of but now that's more or less the sewing mistress being there for now part of the African educational system. Then three women that's what I talk about. Now then sewing mistress in place, now they meet. Now they establish the relationships. And so then tell you quite a lot about what happened at the so mistakes in school, and of course what happened to them eventually. Another point I want to have on making this novel, I want for stress. So this, of course, as I don't say, a part of the traditional African education system. You see some people in Europe and America, they think say traditional Africa, we don't get any education system. One time I go on one commencement ceremony at the University of Texas at Austin. I mean, they are visiting Fulbright professor. The guest speaker, the keynote speaker, have been a former speaker of the house. He been named Jim Wright. Now being Texan, in South Texas. It makes the very astonishing point. So the difference between America and Africa, that Africa not get any education. America get education. So now America will show Africa about education. I say what? Even if we not talk about the Western system of education in Africa, of course, we know quite a lot of that today. If you take the traditional system, you get educational systems in Africa. It depends on which you mean by education. If you look on education as giving the youngster the tools we need for function creatively, productively in society and for be a good member of society, that's African education be about in the secret societies and so on, and all kinds of ways. And the sewing mistress system, now really part of the Creole traditional education system. It equips their young women there for be good housewives, good wives, good managers of their homes in the traditional system. So this now been part of the traditional African educational system. Another aspect of the novel that we want to go notice, so we get quite a lot of what they call African science, especially related to the activities of the medicine man them. You will see some of the human, then they go to medicine man them. And one commentator, he said, me don't know, but say then so then now free tongue will see people they go to medicine man there. I say, well, make us show you. So you see quite often one of the characters in particular elect for go to medicine man, make medicine man get all kind of a thing. Now one of the reason that way he ended almost disastrously, but not all the medicine man so then are charlatans, because some of them are healers. They're not traditional healers, and then they practice African science. Some of them traditional healers here, so they get some kind of information way available even to Western medicine. The problem number is then now they publish them, they just pass them from father to son, one generation to the other, enclosed in secret societies. So we see them people also then they function and they perform, but some of them now scientific thing, see what we can call it scientific enterprise. Then if they know how to heal certain things. The midwives then they perform miracles. The midwives then some of them traditional areas. Yes. So we not for necessarily look down onto African science. Of course, we see the way some people and they abuse them. Then they consume medicine man then too much. The medicine man and they give them all kind of false information. But some of them then are good practitioners of medicine. I mean, so they call them medicine man. They get medical knowledge. Me can tell you so much about some of them. We know how to cure broken bones and that kind of thing. Even how to cure people the way don't they go insane. So and in many African countries now, then they try to integrate the traditional medicine into the entire medical system, because they know them medicine also they can play an important function. And of course, this book also tells me a lot about Creole society, about the various Creole ceremonies, them like engagement and so on. And one commentator say, I do for Creole society, which in Chinua Achebe do for Igbo society in things fall apart, because I show you the traditional ways of doing certain things, and show you Creole culture is something that where we can be proud of, and so on. So now, then, 3 points that really I want to stress about this novel. A Tale of Three Women. But again, we see the condition of women, the way I explore them. Now that I also want to make people interested in that and investigate that.
Thank you, Doc P. So, me family learn to see the tale of the three women. Is they right there na the screen there and I follow buy this book hello able for see some of the things the old Doc P no explain to we go able forget time, because non-formal education, informal education, it's all about traditional education as well. So then Tiana people and they use and they benefit from them. And some people and this now the only kind of form of education that they didn't get. So it's good for me to able for know how then they do them and how people then go about them. Because back in the days, Doc P, you can correct me here, where people let me go through the informal education and they when they get then can get people themselves who themselves they train, when they come out and they say, and now as you mentioned now then they try for bringing them come now into broad light, so then go able for work in collaboration with the other one they will get the formal education, because then see say there are then people are then some of them they know leaves them more than they work. They know then go just go on at this bush, then see a particular leaf, then get them and all, and then good. And I'm not sure about the dosage, but most of them then can work at the end of the day. Just like you see no more, it help with mental challenges. People who get mental challenge all and can benefit from the traditional education and the informal education. So it's very good for those who know safe. Because not all man like they picking the way they born at their country. No, they're not all of them know self say we get people away gifted like that. Because you go on side, meet people and get challenges, then get some of them things they own and they do. Then we can say, hey, Papa, this person and this will get to, and sometimes if you get skin disease self, all as well. Then cable for you some of them. Not also Doc P.
Yeah, well, you're quite right. But make I also make the point say that some people abuse the system, of course, even the additional education system, because and as the book say where the book show, some people then they go to them traditional healers there, so for the wrong reasons. Yeah. For do something for they go say that person they feature me, I want to make you sick, or even I want for make you die, that kind of thing. Some people then they abuse the system, both users of the system, that people really go to the traditional medicine man them, and some of the medicine man they rarely then a quack and so on. I mean, the aspect, and of course I show this also in the book. See, some people then they abuse the system. But the aspect where I really want to stress now, the medical aspect of it, that some of them also get medical knowledge. You're quite right. Me know, say, even when I'm in the college, at in Freetown, then students them, they would then sick. Some of them now they go to the clinic. Then say the doctor would just give them Panadol and all that kind of thing. Then they go to them people, then give them some of the herbal medicine. So one of the best cures for malaria, for instance, is something they call Ojo Lobo. Then get to know the other one, then where they don't go boil, then give them for drinking, then well. That kind of thing. Now that makes so now in many countries, the scientists then they help to see how we can integrate that kind of knowledge into the general medical system of the country, because it's valuable and it's good for get that kind of knowledge and for see how we can use them.
Okay, good. All right. Well, good. Doc P, I want to read a couple of messages that will come, the comments them. Then after that, anything again we go look for make with viewers they know way sometimes I no ask you question about her or Moreno ask you question, you go can't say answer.
Okay.
Okay. So the question the comments now it come up from George Walker. George Walker, thank you so much, boy. We talking about St. Philip's Choir. Who were Doc P contemporaries in the choir, and did Doc P ever sing a solo?
This is a very, very good question. You see, I the one that say older than this George Walker. Because the only Walker that women know, now people that we get something for do with St. Philip's Choir. Me and my big brother, we've been singing at St. Philip's Choir when me are about 10 years of age. Me papa, one of best friend them, na Pa Onesimus Walker. Pa Onesimus Walker. Now big man at St. Philip's, now big man at Fullerton hunting. Me papa said me de Fullerton hunting. Onesimus Walker. Amy they sing bass with me papa. And in two picking them, Babs, I think Babs in the sing alto, Baba Tunde, or they don't pass out. And Magix is having a sing alto. Magix eventually he worked at Fourah College as bursar and all that. He became very good accountant. He worked for international companies them. But Magix turned out to be a very good organist. And he's having they play very good part in the hunting society in Freetown for Laton hunting society and so on. So for answer the question, me contemporaries them, some of me contemporaries them are Babs Walker and Magix Walker, where I think he died 1 year ago also. Him is still and are the big members of St. Philip's, they are the big families and St. Philip's. Then, of course, you get one woman named Jonah. I forget his first name now. Jonah. Even not big past we. But even up to the way about 21, he still they sing treble. You know, people left for sing treble because you get the first treble and so on. We want to make this man so stop for sing treble so that we, the younger ones, them like me brother and so on, we get good voice, we become first treble. Babs, no, I think that Babs something been there, but that Jonah and his son, it been in Malta Street. You know, agree for left. So begin laugh and begin make all kind of joke and say it's egg every morning for make sure saying his voice goes nice and everything. But we all left and my brother go sing alto. Eventually, my brother himself go sing alto. So that's now okay. Then the other contemporaries, them we get Robert sing, or I don't know which you do. Robert sing. We all sing treble. One boy went into Ray. My mama now Stone St. Philip member. We all sing treble. Aurelius Williams. We all sing treble. The Gaba brothers, them Nicholas Gaba, they sing alto with my brother. He become a very good engineer. He don't retire now. He's teaching at the University of Virginia. He be also teaching of for a big college before he come America. Then the Gabas, Thomas, Thomas in Granny, I'm a staunch member of St. Philip's in church. His sister married one reverend, one Methodist reverend, you know. I mean, really when on the eve of the marriage, they complain, so then they make them really because they married too early, that kind of thing. Name Thomas. One more really Hansels, yes, that now. But Hansels will become minister eventually. One in Peking. So then one day I'm contempt. As I say, I suspect that this Walker is related to Onesimus Walker. I hope he can make some comment about that.
Yes.
Because and Babs Walker and Mommy Walker, then I've been big fumble na Kosoto. Mommy Walker in Granny, na been too long go na Kosoto. Some people say half of the host then na Kosoto. So in Grand Peking 9, I've been in Magix Walker, in Mama and Babs Walker. Onesimus Walker, he be big God ready for one me brother themselves, you know. I never sing so. Oh yes, I remember the first time I sing solo. I've been so nervous. I think plenty solo at St. Philip because me and I've been in next table to Jonah. Jonah, as I tell you, not grief for left. But they make us sing solo. The first table solo I sing, I've been so nervous. But apparently I sing on so well that the next Tuesday we'll get practice. The choir master make a tin up, congratulate me, and all that kind of thing. And hopefully I'll continue for sing. Oh yes, so I sing solo quite a few times na St. Philip's choir. I hope I don't answer the question. The question where I like.
Yes, thank you. You answer and Judge Walker, do you if you know the worker or your family member now part of the worker way.
Onesimus Walker, Babatunde Walker, Magic's Walker, Magic's and Mama be named Fatola Walker. Fatola Walker.
Fatola Walker. So they are not for confirm. So Doc, this other question again we get, he say this question say
Jane Austen's novels have been made into films, and with this in mind, which novel of Dr. P will he like to see made into a Hollywood movie? Well, they now make almost all of the novels them into movies because Jane Austen very popular now. Then they see in value now. Of course, recently they make Pride and Prejudice and so on. The one way me thinks that they will make, and I think that they don't make it into a movie. The one we name Mansfield Park. Mansfield Park, not the most popular Jane Austen novel, but I think it's the most solid. Pride and Prejudice funny and so on, but Mansfield Park and I deal with moral issues and with questions of snobbery, class consciousness, and so on, male masculine integrity, and so on and so on. A very powerful novel. It concerned one girl, Fanny Price, we go live with because your family poor, then son of go live with auntie winner Lady Bertram, he married one aristocrat. So you get the development of this girl, and then the whole question of whether he married one of his cousins them or married somebody else. Of course, as you know, marriage is a very important thing in Jane Austen. Who that person go marry, whether they go make a suitable marriage, whether the woman them then go able find husbands them so that they don't go get left on the shelf. But this novel, Mansfield Park, a very powerful novel. I think it's about the best of Jane Austen's novels them. And the one with me like for see make them make up into a movie, if they're not already make themselves, it can make a very powerful movie. I think so. Don't make into a movie. Mansfield. And I answer to that question. Emmanuel King.
Then who gets now for Emmanuel King? Emmanuel King say, Doc P, is it true that you took steps to get athletes to go to Solomon Coker Hall by sending scouts to get them?
No, that's not true. But I know say the students themselves, then King go look out for the best athletes them. Waiting me can do now because now the warden of students now they allocate the students into halls and getting system way they use. Me can just make sure say when students they don't come to me, if not a good athlete, nobody for try for get her out of the hall. I know one particular case, I don't call name now because people they all know this. Where they allocate the warden, Mr. Smith, allocate this very good athlete, Prince of Wales person, Prince of Wales do very well in athletics and sports then. They are located onto Solomon Coker Hall. Then some of his friends they went at the other halls them. Then they try for draw and for making go at the halls because they have one good athletes. Now say no, this is not the B. They're not allocated to Solomon Coker because they don't have Solomon Coker.
So you not really go.
Not really go. Well, then do the best for the round. So as what you get to be strong and tough about them things then.
Yes. And what then gets a lot of challenge. because influence all can come.
Oh yeah, quite.
Yes, I remember
The
myself.
Oman system. Yeah.
Umar say, yes. I remember one tell myself me in a college, na military my guy, then
Oh yeah.
I go do teaching practice.
Yes.
So, but after working finish, I collect for come back na campus. Because Minister of Defense, that is student union body. So I come one tell work now, the word then women did it. Room in the and so then get for go take me ministerial room and get to them post. Me can now I open go meet go inside there. I say, what's going to this? I mean get for go knock na the word in the house. I go open go so what in get a lot of challenges.
Yes. Oh yes, quite. Well, you mentioned Milton Magai. So in fact, when I've been there for College, I served for quite some time as external examiner in English to Milton Magai, and I can go inspect some of the students that wouldn't teach English. And they do then teaching practice. But that probably not before you, Tim.
Yes, sir, absolutely. So Umar Sise say it's wonderful to see Doc P again. He represents an era of excellence in Sierra Leone educational system. He still looks young. He looks young, Doc P. So now,
I think so that day now we fumble and we can always look much younger. I remember one time when I just go for Abbey College, as we been say earlier, 27 at the time. Then we get one famous Africanist. Now, it is African Studies. I'm the head of the African Studies Institute. We threw then at the lift. They go up Kennedy Building. So it greets me and all that. Then he says, "What are you studying?" and all that kind of. Because it means I'm a student.
Oh,
yeah, so I get on another occasion, again, we did a lift. Doesn't that don't be I remember either when I've been dean or just chair of the department. I think I've been chair of the department. Some students they go between at this lift. Now one student, of course, it means myself not student. It talk to in company. They say I for go see one Dr. Palmer. Marcy then say that Dr. Palmer is a bad man. He not agree for take student at the department. He's so very, very strict. A student company we know me.
yes.
Pinch him say no, not Dr. Palmer. Like he don't understand. He meets me a student. So we reach the 7th floor, we come out, me go to my office. Soon after that, somebody knock at the door. I say, come in. So this student ain't coming. You can see the expression on his face. When he say this Maya so way they talk to that Dr. Pamela in a bad manner. Then the desk way for admit him into the department.
Oh my God.
But no problem. I understand the situation. And you can get the qualification. So I sign in form admitted into the English department. But just to give you some situations that way me youthful appearance at the time give rise to.
In a like Doc P, for this 2 term way I don't deal with you, will they go through this yard road and waiting and call. I observe say in terms of how you they handle administrative workload, you just stay on that path. Elect waiting car, the bend. You just stay on that path, which it take a lot for be disciplined like that.
Well, but in the academic world, you need that because you must maintain standards, and the university only get a good reputation if people outside know say una maintain standards. So you get your standards then and you stand by your standards. In some exceptional cases, maybe you can make exceptions and so on, but they're very, very rare. You go according to the regulations. Earlier, we talked about this novel, Lord of the Flies. We seem to imitate the situation in a democratic society where they move towards the dictatorship. One of the characters they have, he wants to stick to the rules because lay down rules with a govern them boyish environment. The other character, when they move towards becoming a dictator, he don't want to go by the rules. And I remember one scene where he say bollocks to the rules, bollocks to the rules. We set the rules aside. The other character say, no, we cannot ignore the rules. This other say, why not? And then this guy say, because the rules are the only thing we've got. The rules are the only thing we've got. Yeah. Remember that. The rules are the only thing we've got. They apply to every society, every institution. Go by the rules. They're the only thing we've got. Everybody don't agree to. If Ona thinks of Ona for change the rules, okay, change the rules in the proper way. But no begin set the rules aside and do all kind of a thing in spite of the rules. The rules are the only thing we've got.
That's true, and I agree with you because the rules it take not to two them just rush for put any two them call rules. Now two them process, then check, they review over and over. They look at the possibility, the pros and cons before they put her into practice. So you find if you see they are there to them, all things will be good at the end of the day.
Yeah. And the same other comment by George Walker.
Yes, now I read. So George Walker said, Doc P, what about your novel? Will you like to see any of your novel made into the Hollywood movie at some point in time? If you say yes,
yes, of course.
If you say yes, then you go tell whose novel you go.
I'll tell you, yeah. This is interesting because I remember one time I go Florida, I think I go for a married or something. Then one former colleague, we all go to school in Prince of Wales, about a senior to me. I'm not calling him now, but because he don't pass away. He said, I think them for make every one of your novels them into a movie. That's what he tells me. Yeah, and even I bring this subject. I don't say they will make everyone, but certainly the first one I think say they opt for make a movie, a pillar of the community. Because the pillar of the community proceed rather like a thriller, that kind of thing, And
I know this sort of pillar, see.
Like this, yeah, a pillar of the community.
Okay.
Yeah. It gets suspense, tremendous suspense. It gets a character will look very evil. And when the suspense na the main quality there, and I don't know if I don't think at times about the telephone and how harassing the telephone can be. Sometimes you sleep, telephone cring, cring, cring. Well, this man, so when this chapter, so they try for blackmail him and harass him, he constantly ring the telephone. One time, then a big party, they celebrated 50th birthday, he happy and so on, telephone in cring, cring, cring. When you go pick up, now this boy with it on the other side, they try for blackmail. So that just changed the situation. So you get a lot of that kind of, you get a lot of suspense. And so on. You get sex as well, the sexual aspect of it. I think this probably makes the best movie. But also, I think A Tale of Three Women could also make quite a good movie because you get a lot of action, you get a lot of dialogue, a lot of setting, background setting. And you see the way in which the characters then develop, all three of the characters. Then you get a lot of confrontation between a husband and wife, even fights and all that kind of thing. You get a lot of dramatic scenes, so you make a very dramatic movie, in fact. And then, of course, you get quite an unexpected conclusion. So that too could be quite a good movie. But also the first one, I'm not telling a lot about the first one, of course, but I'll tell you why I write them. These are the first novel where I write. I call them Canfira's Travels. And last week I've been asked if anybody can tell me what Canfira mean. Well, for sure, say this novel get relevance to the African situation. Canfira, the kind of anagram of African. So it relates to the African situation, but a model on Jonathan Swift in Gulliver's Travels, where you get somebody where go they maroon on an island, and then you find out the people then only 6-inch tall. They're small person far away. Wow. Then you go on another island, you find out the people then 60 feet tall, 10 times larger. So, but when you then at the first island, you see how the people then corrupt and how and so on. They're not bad people, then the Lilliputians. But what we see towards the end of that first part of the novel day is this man we come out outside, we be so critical of them corrupt people, so it don't become gradually for become like them. It change. They become as corrupt as them. So when you go on the other island, you find people that way much better than them and are in the corrupt person. So this novel, Canfira's Tales, was mostly about corruption, political corruption. And again, like in Gulliver's Travels, you get somebody we come from outside, say from Sierra Leone, they go on this island, nine are the only survivor of a shipwreck. At the start, it's so critical of them people, they're so where in a sense they look like them, but then different. And no one for feel saying intellect, then people are so at all because they're so corrupt. The novel about corruption in African society and all that. But gradually, and the main point about this book, this man will be so critical of them corrupt beings here, so gradually it become like them. It accept them values. In fact, it become one of the most prominent beings in the society. And then things begin for change for himself. Then we see the way in which the novel concludes. Animal Farm now another influence, because in Animal Farm you get animals them we rebel against them human overlord, the owner of the farm. The pigs that lead the revolution, but eventually the pigs that were the most intelligent people on the farm, then gradually become like the human being where they know turn out. And this say quite a lot about human society, and we say apply to African society, because quite often in Africa in those days when we get coups, we turn out one government, we put another government, we become exactly like the last government, change nothing. So you can see the way in which a world influence from Gulliver's Travels, Animal Farm, even things like The Planet of the Apes. You know, one movie we've been there called The Planet of the Apes into this work. So now very densely textured work, interesting storyline. It ends in a very interesting way, but basically about corruption and so on. I think they're going to make a good movie.
Okay.
Just like, because none of the Planet of the Apes. They're going to make a good movie like Planet of the Apes. So this, I think they can make a good movie.
Well, thank you so much, Doc P. We don't go to, we want to give you last word now, then we'll go just round up for today.
I'm glad you want to ask me. I enjoy the conversations. And I continue to read if I'm able to get hold of the novels, especially because I want to direct them to an African audience, not just a Western audience, especially a Sierra Leonean audience, if possible. Some of them, they're out of print, but fortunately, I don't sure where we can get works the way they are out of print. Some still there in print, and I can go to Sierra Leone Writers Series or Africa World Press, get copies. We get for try to get Sierra Leone's name for read. older people as well as young people. We get for establish a reading culture, because at the moment I'm not sure so we get a reading culture as such in Sierra Leone. But the novelists, the writers, and they try, then they read. One other thing where I've been talk about now, the Sierra Leonean writers, the way they write quite a lot now. They're very important. One of my books, them now, a critical introduction to Sierra Leonean literature. Another one, now, an examination of the works of Silchene Coker, when I'm a leading writer at the moment. So maybe we'll try for cultivate a culture of reading. Then, of course, as I said the last time, I say again to everybody, the best thing where everybody can do now for use to the best extent possible, in the best way possible, the talents that way God give you. Make the best use of the talents and opportunities that way God give you. Nobody can ask you for do more. Now, that's the most way you can do. Use your talents in the best possible way. Even if you're an athlete, run the best race. You don't need for win, but put everything where you get into it. If you not win, it no matter. You can try for improve for the next time. So make the best use of the talents that we God give you, and do the best, do the most good way you can do. Not be
Yes.
weary of well doing. Do
Okay. Well,
the best use of your talents, and do good. Thank you very much. Thank you.
thank you so much, Doc P. And one for thank you for where you come, and we'll get one Reginald Cole. Baskov, I enjoy the program. Now my big brother Andy. Yes, we thank you, boss. So good of Texas, brah. You clear, sir. Now, you schooling go, Doc P, na Prince of Wales, man. Yes.
Okay, we are glad for do this. Yeah.
Yes, sir. And
all the best.
say thank you guys for a wonderful program. Thank you, Mark. We appreciate you all, and wanna continue for the support week. Doc, I want to thank you because you so eloquent, and you choice of words where you dey try for express anything, or you dey explain anything. It's just class. It's just right up there, sir. So now one thing like that way, I should say, me the talker now, but I know say no to me now the only person who go learn that from you. You delivery in terms of you statement them. You person here, say you need just talk. You go don't think that what they 4, 5, 10 before you come out na the month. So now just a good quality way not to everybody gets, and thank you for that, and thank you for giving that experience. They all go get for learn from by God in power. Thank you for
thank you. You're gonna do very, very well.
Thank you, Doc, and thank you for come back to back, and you know the first person all back to back only in the program like that, just single, yes. So and you sell them, pops. You do great job. Thank you so very much. We appreciate you. And this program will continue for push them. The people then go buy them.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Okay.
So me family, I want to tell you all thank you for una don't follow we, una don't see all waiting, we don't get, and Doc P don't express himself, they explain a lot of things, and we don't answer to question. One for thank you now for una effort for me to be able for continue this program. Please continue for subscribe, share, and get more people for join me. So go and if you look at something where you gonna say you want for make reference with, please go back on the YouTube channel or Facebook. You go there, pause them, then you go pull up the information where you want, and that will be great. So me family want for appreciate you all. So now look into business. Now don't forget to family get the KDY. The KDY host when the bill. They are the host, the creos. The creos, me family, and they are should in case you they look for the information. You want for help. Now the information this. You get na side, you get the currency, get na different side there, Orange Money, Happy Money, all commercial bank. They allow support. Let's go get this host going. One for make una no say that no go left like that. We'll tell una thank you for that. Then also I want for go straight to this other commercial we'll get. Then we'll go round up now. I tell una thank you. And don't forget this Christmas celebration with the young adults. We will be December 21. We'll now go join in a virtual and we'll get all the information. Make we get fun, make we celebrate ourselves and the young adults and already for bring and can in a different fashion. So dear, make we not go forget that. George Walker, thank you, boss. We appreciate you, man. We appreciate you. Thank you, brother. So that we will continue for do and make we support this project. Well, if I'm them, all good things must come to an end. One for tell una thank you, I don't do with you, I don't follow we. Now don't come to the end. And even though I want for thank More for the program and with the roundup now. So till next week, me fumble them. Me now run the temple. And I tell you all. Ta.
Salona we yo, Papa, Salona we yo, Mama, Salona we all yo, for now when so they go. Salona we yo, Papa, make we knock well out. Salona we yo, Mama, make we knock well out. No sign no day na this one, wait it and tongue no they jam. If we take them, kill them, and use them, we go see them go. Salona we yo, uncle, not a one my yo. Salona we yo, auntie, now we all get out. They been there before we born, they go there after we don't go. Make we try for make them better for them one way go get focus. Salona.